You pour months of labor, water, and capital into a field of wheat or paddy. Then, overnight, a herd of Neelgai or stray cattle wanders in, and your entire seasonal income is trampled into the dirt. The standard response is to build a physical barrier, but wrapping an entire farm in iron fencing requires a massive upfront investment that easily wipes out the narrow profit margins of an average harvest. That fencing cost stacks on top of a system already straining under the weight of expensive fertilizers and constant irrigation demands. The traditional agricultural model locks farmers into taking all the risk for a fragile, low reward. The most effective defense bypasses physical barriers entirely. It relies on swapping the vulnerable cash crop for something the local wildlife biologically refuses to consume. Breaking this cycle of loss requires a shift toward crops that act as their own armor, while requiring a fraction of the resources traditionally used for grain. That brings us to what local markets call harasona, or green gold, the medicinal plants Ashwagandha and Tulsi. Both of these plants possess a built-in defense mechanism. They emit a highly specific, pungent odor that acts as an invisible natural repellent. Cattle and Neelgai steer clear of the scent, immediately dropping your fencing costs to zero. They also thrive on agricultural neglect. Both plants easily take root in barren, poor-quality soil and require very little water to survive the season. On the commercial side, major pharmaceutical and Ayurvedic brands are aggressively hunting for domestic suppliers to meet a massive spike in global demand for these exact raw materials. Planting ashwagandha or tulsi moves a farm out of a defensive, heavily preyed-upon position and directly into an offensive, high-demand market. Capitalizing on this market requires strict adherence to seasonal timing and knowing exactly which plant matches your local soil profile. This map highlights ashwagandha's ideal zones. It demands well-draining sandy loam and a strict late monsoon sowing window between August and September. Tulsi, however, offers extreme versatility across the subcontinent, giving you two flexible windows to plant your nursery, February to March or June to July. Your choice between the two depends entirely on how well your specific soil drains water and which season you are ready to start planting. The preparation for both begins with deep plowing the field 2 to 3 times, followed by mixing in 4 to 5 trolleys of old organic manure per acre. From there, the sowing techniques split. Ashwagandha uses direct seed broadcasting, about 4 to 5 kilograms per acre, or simple line sowing. Tulsi requires you to raise a separate nursery for a month before safely transplanting the shoots into the main field. Once in the ground, the resource dependency plummets. These crops only need 1 to 2 irrigations per month to stay on track. Your primary labor requirement is strictly managing weeds during the first 2 months. Keeping the soil clear early on ensures the medicinal plants establish total root dominance. By following this protocol, you strip away the heavy daily labor and utility costs associated with managing traditional cash crops. The timing of your payday depends on the crop. Tulsi acts as a quick cash sprinter, while ashwagandha plays out like a delayed gratification marathon. Tulsi offers a rapid economic turnaround. The very first cut of leaves is ready for the market in exactly 90 days. Ashwagandha requires a 150 to 170-day cycle. Wait until the leaves completely drain of green color and turn dry yellow before unearthing the roots. By understanding these distinct biological clocks, you can stagger your planting and strategically plan your cash flow for the entire year. So, what is the actual financial return on this low-maintenance effort? Include costs for either crop are low, 10 to 20,000 rupees. Ashwagandha roots fetch 35,000 rupees per quintal. Tulsi yields up to 70 kilos. Extracting Tulsi oil doubles your profit, pushing returns well past 1 lakh. Consider that a successful acre of wheat typically yields a profit of about 30,000 rupees. In contrast, medicinal cycles generate 5 times that amount from the same initial investment, offering a margin that traditional grains simply cannot match. But achieving those margins require avoiding 3 fatal mistakes. First is environmental. If you allow water to log or pool in your field, the ashwagandha roots will instantly rot, destroying the entire yield. Second is supply. Purchasing low-quality seeds guarantees a lower chemical compound yield in the adult plant, which means corporate buyers will slash your market rates. Third is business. Never put a single seed in the ground without first acquiring local market knowledge or establishing a direct line to a buyer. Medicinal farming effectively eliminates the fear of wandering cattle while multiplying your income per acre. In our next breakdown, we'll look at how to secure contract farming registrations, ensuring you have a guaranteed corporate buyer locked in before the season even begins.